last year, we saw the biggest atrocity of the RCMP on what they call the biggest state of civil disobedience by the RCMP on frontline people who are just looking out to saving the old forest growth. It is the worst history of RCMP in its standards. It's the same RCMP, I hope they hear me, because who's been impeding on our people in the Wet'suwet'en Nation. They've been going back and forth from Wet'suwet'en to Fairy Creek. It takes 120 of them to take down 14 people. And they've melted down $7 million of money to pay them for doing what? Just arresting them and then release and go like a fish. Release and go. They quickly arrest you and then they let you go. Then they carry the little blue patch on them that they cannot identify them. We've been to human rights, we've done everything we can for the people on the front lines. Right now we work wholeheartedly for research for the front lines everywhere. It's all my little troublemakers who do that. I needed last year to get all the media worldwide. I got it within a day. I needed to find out who are all the delegates of COP26 so I can approach them. I got that within a week. I wanted to know how we could put pamphlets out there to better educate ourselves, other people, the difference between systemic racism, discrimination, hate, crimes, and many other things, so we could all understand and deal with this on our own. We try to get pamphlets out there for the northern people who are in the remote, who don't understand, for the indigenous people to understand that you do not phone 911 ever when you've got a problem with somebody, of your friend, your family. You don't want a wellness check by anybody. They will not live. It's been shown, it's been proven. We've been fighting this, and it's got to stop. And it's by educating ourselves in many, many ways. Most of us don't need a wellness check, but we all understand what this pandemic has done to each and every one of us. Myself, I know I've been trained. I put this, I don't let anything through. Nothing is going to hurt me. Nothing is going to hurt my heart. I'm going to look after my whole being. I'm going to do it because I need to keep myself well for the work that I have to do. I have to educate myself through you, because it's all, each and one of you at every university, all across the land, from Dalhousie to UVic in Victoria, who've been helping me get my work done. I thank every university in Canada, for they have really done well with their troublemakers. I know that when I was introduced to this group of people from the UK and the United States just 2 days ago, that I need to integrate you with Montreal and Canada so that we can divest worldwide together. Because together we're stronger. No matter what we do, we need each other. We need it through a language, where we live, where you're going to be across the land. I know how to reach you. I know how to help you. I know how to guide you. I know how to be there for you. We have to be taking care of ourselves. We have to be very careful how we pick and choose our words. How we speak to one another is perfectly normal, that we have the anxieties. But we have to be careful not to hurt each other. And we have to just be careful of our languages, our areas, the color of our skin, the color of our hair. We know how to respect the word bagus. We know how to respect, we know how to love. Because we love we love ourselves before we go out there and love what we see into the sky, the earth, the trees, Mother Earth, to Father Sky, to Grandmother Moon. We are grateful. Every nation, nationality I see is very diverse in Montreal, Quebec, that I have ever seen, and I love it because I'm learning J'ai parlé du français, pas de problème. C'est bonjour, comment ça va? C'est mon nom est Marlène. Je suis à partir de Colombie-Britannique Nord, une petite ville nommée Smithers, le peuple au-dessus de nation. Si j'ai changé, I will change the language if I have to. It's a beautiful language. It's something I've added on to myself. I have met a lot of you in the front lines of McGill in the last month. I know the work that you do. I commend you for that. We had to put a stoppage to a lot of things because COVID is hitting hard. We really need to distance ourselves a little bit more so that it stays where it is. The numbers are back up. We got to fight that most and forth and for all. I think with that, we just have to learn how to live with it. And we know how to deal with it like we do with each other. We need to learn to deal with what's going to come with us next because we just don't know. It's the unknown. It's the unknown of what's going to happen to this climate, but that we do know. That's one thing we know. We're in solidarity with each other. I really thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for coming out today and listening to all of the speakers. Merci beaucoup. Bonne journée. And thank you.
Donnez-vous une belle main d'applaudissement pour le soleil! On veut juste faire un petit rappel aussi, donc il y a la traduction anglais-français encore en langage des signes, il y a encore peut-être un peu de nourriture, en fait je suis pas au courant. Il y a encore les stands aussi pour aller chercher des outils, donc pour s'éduquer encore sur ces causes-là. Il nous reste 2 discours, donc je vais laisser ces mesdames ici se présenter elles-mêmes. Merci.
Okay, I'm just doing a small protocol for the opening in Mohawk. I've never made a speech, so I don't know what to say. I'm so glad to see so many of you here. I'm from Ganawage, and I've been through all this all my life, fighting for our land. And I just want to remind some of you people that we've been saying here all along that we want our land back. Don't ever say you want your land back. It's your land already.
Well, some of the biggest enemies we've got right now is not you. You are standing with us and we need you. Some of the biggest enemies we've got is our own people. We went to a meeting last night of the 207 Longhouse, which is supposed to be traditional people. And there were 2 people running this meeting, and everybody sat there quietly agreeing to a gross project of fracking Ganawage, talking about removing the bridge and turning it into something, I guess, for the city of Montreal. Our own people are the ones that are doing so much to sell us out, and we call them the band councils. The band councils across Canada, they all work for the enemy. I don't know yet what we are going to do with them, but when the time comes, it will be us that will decide what to do with our traders. Last night, we walked into the meeting and one of the biggest traders was standing there getting the people there to agree with this project. And she came in, she saw his face, and she banged her fist on that table and she said, "What is this trader doing here? What?" And of course, there was a great big uproar. And we are the older people. We are the Gatni Stomsara. And we take care of the land. We take care of the children. That is what we're supposed to do. And we don't need anybody to tell us what to do. We walked in, and they did not want us to speak. When we tried to say something, they started yelling and yelling that we had no right to speak. We have every right to speak, and everybody has to listen to us, because we have lived for a long time, and we know lots. And now it's come to this point where now we can't even, we have to look over our shoulders at our own people who are out to get us, who are out to hurt us, who are out to hurt our people. And there is nothing that I would not do to help my people. And I really appreciate the fact that you're standing with us. And as I said, we really, really need you. This is the most difficult time in our lives. We own all this land, all of it. All of Turtle Island belongs to the indigenous people. All of it. We never gave up any of it. And we will not, we cannot.
Tell Trudeau that. Make sure he knows that.
She says, make sure you tell Trudeau that. And make sure you tell all your governments that. Make sure you tell everybody that. The whole world has got to know that. We are here and placed here by creation to take care of this land. And we have tried and tried for 500 years. And look at what has happened. It's a mess. It's getting worse. And everybody's mad at each other. They want to shoot each other and kill each other. It's getting worse and worse and worse. It was bad for us because we were annihilated, as you know. This was a plan to take this land from us, and the only way they could do it was to have no more native people here, because we told them we cannot sell the land, we can't transfer the land. The land belongs to our unborn children, and we're here to take care of the land for them.
They all knew that.
And don't think that they didn't know this. They knew it from the very beginning. That's why they had a plan called genocide, and they passed laws to declare us as people, non-persons people. And they took everything we had, and they took it, and they put us in POW camps called reserves, and then they made us stay in these places, and then they took our children and put them in residential schools and experimented on them right here at McGill, and they murdered them, and they buried them all over Turtle Island. And now we're finding our children, and we're going to get them back. They have to come back to us. Now we want you, we need you to help us find those children, because they are still a part of us. We miss them. We know who they are. They happened in our lifetime. All these murders, all these horrific mind control experiments that were done on them. And now we're finding them, and we need your help to find them. We are now taking a court case in the Federal Court of Canada, which we just had to withdraw for all kinds of reasons. I won't go into it. But if you want to keep up with what we're doing, go to MohawkNationNews.com, and you can follow what we're trying to do. And we ask you, if you have ideas, to help us, because we do need help. We cannot do this alone. We have so many things that have to be made right. And you are the ones, you're the young people that have the good minds, that want things to be made right. And you have to do it. With your minds, you have to fix it. And how you're going to do it, I don't know. I just know that you do not want us to just forget what happened to us. We can never forget that. But we have been going to school and they never taught us any of that. They said, oh, well, you know, all of the Native people are going to be no more. That's the first thing we learn in school. They say, it's too bad, but there'll be no more Native people. No more Oklahoma. I was so upset when I heard that. I told my father, and he was so angry. He says, that is a lie. But he already knew, and my grandparents knew, and my great-grandparents already knew about the genocide and the biggest Holocaust in all humanity. The killing, the murder, the planned murder of 150 million indigenous people of the Western Hemisphere, from ocean to ocean, from pole to pole. That's how many. And now we're going to be finding all those bodies. What do you think should happen? Because we're not letting bygones be bygones. We can't forget that. We will not forget that. We ask you to come up with ideas of how this can be made right, because it has to be. We cannot let it go. It's in us to fight for this. So, think about it. How are we going to live together? How? You tell me how we're going to live together with all that has happened to us. You're looking at a few Native people when we were the major population of Turtle Island, and we found a way to live in peace. We were placed here by creation to create the great peace, the great law of peace. And this great law is for the world, and it was given to us, and we are supposed to tell people about it, and we want to. Now we're here on our own land. This is all Mohawk land here, Ganyongahaga land. It's all ours. We want to do what we are supposed to do. That is our duty. That's our responsibility. We have to do it. We can't stop. We wake up every morning and we say, what do we do now? How do we do this? How do we do what we're supposed to do? That's what's in our minds. It's in our system. We keep thinking and thinking and thinking about it all the time. And we can't stop. Not until it's done. And we have to have you. So help us. Anything else? I thank you so much. Because right now we're fighting McGill University. The Royal Vic, we're going to tear down the Mount Royal, and they're going to redo it, I guess to hide what they've done. And McGill was in charge of MK Ultra, which was the mass notorious experiments that were done on the minds of our children and of other children as well. It was all done there. We need to find all of the documents because they have them all. And they took the money from us to build McGill University, and they never repaid it. And we've asked for it for a long time, since 1820, and all that money was put into the Indian Trust Fund to build Canada, to build the railroads, to build the cities, to put up these buildings. That's where they got the money. They nobody brought money over here, nobody brought anything over here. They brought themselves over. But we knew that we had to protect ourselves, and we put the money away from the leases, from the rentals, and so on, because we were a people of trade and commerce, and so we knew how to do that. So they took that money and they took it away. They declared us as non-persons, and they took that